attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpness to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Okie dokie. So,
Well, bag what you're...
I got a bunch of shit for you too.
Okay. I made it out to my parents, so I have movies for you.
Awesome. Sounds good.
But that's... There it is! Some I didn't get to. There's like 3 or 4 in there I didn't get to, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched a majority of them.
Yeah. Well, I narrowed down from like 50 to like 22, and I know that you probably won't be able to get all of those, but like, it's like the best of the best.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was like I went through and I was looking at every single shelf of all the good ones, and I was like,
Take a while, like,
you know, there's like 2 or 3 from each shelf.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a shit ton of movies. With that, welcome to Sequel Podcast. I'm Matt Bonta,
And I'm Kelly Stoll.
and here we are finally podcasting. It's been like a month. It's been a month since I've seen you.
It's been a while.
Pretty much. Not since the premiere of the movie.
Well, no. I saw you at Pizza Hut, or
Oh, that's
Plus
right.
or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We went to Pizza Plus.
Still a while ago, though.
Yeah, it was. It was a long time
I
ago.
know.
It was the beginning of September. That's because the last time we podcasted, we did 2 in a row. And
That's right.
so the listening audience has been getting you and me every other week. But
Yeah.
I still haven't posted that one where Patrick shows up.
Oh, in the middle of it.
Yeah, well, Melissa wanted to do a Halloween podcast, which is what this is.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you could do the pre-October Halloween podcast. So that was the one I posted
Yeah.
Wednesday,
I haven't
or
gotten
yesterday.
to listen to that one just yet.
It's
Saw the Raven
interesting.
thing, though. That was cool.
Yes, because Greg decided to put up, make short horror films.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it, Greg.
I like
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. As Barney Stinson would say.
I've got this new thing here for the podcast. It's pretty interesting. So like, if I feel the need to be like, like I was doing last time we podcasted, and I was like, Kelly stole everybody.
Thanks. I like it.
So I could also do this.
Challenge accepted.
Yes.
I saved the ones that will probably use the most as widgets on my page
Oh,
here.
okay.
So I can be like, Kelly stole everyone.
That's awesome. I like it. More sound effects. Yes.
It's like a radio show, a
Yeah.
cheesy radio morning show
Yeah.
where we're playing music and everything. So how have you been?
I've been good. Working a lot. Watching a ton of movies.
I've been working a lot too. I just worked 13 days straight.
Oh, that's not fun.
8 hours a day. One day was 9, I believe.
So get some overtime at
Yes,
least.
yeah. Overtime was like over $20 an hour.
Dang, yeah, I'm making some bank. Good, that's good.
But unfortunately,
Got the energy for it. Go for it.
Unfortunately, all of my pay, not all of it, but I had to pay all of my rent instead of saving some from the last paycheck.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
my overtime paycheck got ate up by rent and bills and everything. So it's only
Fun.
practically like a regular paycheck.
Yeah. Well, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes. So you're going to Disneyland next week?
Next week, yeah, looking forward to it. I'm ready.
Are you all packed when you go?
I'm like half packed right now. I got a lot of laundry. I got so much stuff to do in the next 4 days. It's ridiculous. Not even 4 days, 3 days.
So when do you go? Monday?
We leave Monday night. We were gonna leave Monday morning, but something came up, so we had to change our flight. It's been really stressful.
Oh, shit, dude, it's not easy changing flights.
No, it costs money too. Mike's getting onto. Well, Mike's trying to get. Well, so it is. UNR is hiring Mike as a reserve, and when he went in the other day, they were like, "Oh, hey, we have full-time positions open. You should really try out for it." And so, a couple days ago, he got an email from UNR. They're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the only day you can come in is October 1st."
What to?
To test for the written and
okay.
test for the physical, and we're gone on the 1st.
Which is Tuesday.
And so Mike called me. He's, this is really important, and like we have a problem. And I like kind of flipped out because I've really been looking forward to this vacation.
What?
And I was like, "Are you?" I wasn't mad at Mike. I was like pissed off at the situation because, like, of course, that one freaking week that we decided to go after all this time, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be on the 1st," and then they let him know like way late. Like this is only a couple days ago.
Last minute.
And so, like, I kind of panicked, and I got upset, and I kind of took it out on Mike, and then he took it out on me because he felt bad because it's his fault. And so, we were going to have to move our entire vacation, like, 2 days. And Mike's like, don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'll change the flight. I'll see if the hotel will let us. And I was kind of freaking out. And I was like, can't you just email UNR and be like, I need a different date. Like, there's got to be a different date. We pay, we spent all this money on this vacation, and it's hard to, it's difficult to change. And so I emailed them, and they're like, well, we have an opening on September 30th. But, well, we don't have an opening, but, like, they said that if somebody were to cancel, you can have it. So somebody canceled, thankfully, but it's at 6:30 in the morning, and it's for the testing and for the written, and it takes most of the day. So all we had to do, thankfully, was just change one flight.
Well, hopefully he gets it. Otherwise,
so it'll be from 6:30 to like 4. So our flight's at 7. So we'll just be leaving like a little later than we wanted, but it doesn't mess up everything else. So that was crappy.
Are you
but
gonna see Patrick while you're down there?
Probably not.
Unless
he feels like he wants to like come drive and say hi.
Well, I mean, are you guys are just gonna be walking back and forth?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a car, so
it's not too big of a deal though. Like walking, it's not too bad. This will be the first time we haven't driven down there though, so we're gonna fly down and take a shuttle and hopefully
taking the Disneyland shuttle.
We're taking it's the motor coach.
I guess you wouldn't take the Disneyland one because that just goes to the.
Yeah,
the
motor coach.
You're not staying at the Disneyland.
No, we're staying at the Fairfield, which is like literally right across the street.
Yeah.
So, but the motor coach will actually take us to our hotel. But the last we won't get in. So our flight's at 7, and we don't get in till like 8:35. And if there's a delay, it might be 8:45. But the last motor coach leaves at 9:30. So I'm hoping that like everything goes as planned because, or else we're gonna have to. I don't know what we're gonna do. I might have to call my grandmother and be like, you can pick us up. It's like 9:30 at night. We need to ride to Disneyland.
Call Patrick up. He'll do it.
That's true. I guess Patty would.
Hell yeah, he'd love to see you
would do it
guys.
too. But it's like, yeah. So we'll see. I'm like crossing my fingers. But it's been kind of
with the weather the way it is and everything. It's been kind of crazy.
all the wind and stuff. So we're.
Not to jinx anything.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, but like it has been like the last like week, and then like found out that I was supposed to have my friend Hannah, you met Hannah, come over and watch my cats for the week. And then 2 days ago, we get a notice on our door saying that there's an inspection the week that we're gone, so we have to get rid of the cats. So now I gotta drive out to my parents' house tomorrow after work, take my cats out to my parents' house.
They don't know you got the cats.
Nope, they don't know. I feel like paying $400 for each of my cats.
Yes. Same situation here. Hopefully none of the managers listen to this podcast.
Yeah, right? So I gotta get rid of the cat, so that's a whole other thing we weren't expecting. And because I work today, I work tomorrow, I work Sunday. And I gotta clean the house on top of getting rid of the cats, because I gotta get rid of all the cat residue for when they come and do the inspection, because I won't be there, and too much shit I gotta do, too much stuff. But it'll be worth it by the time, like, as soon as, like, I think I'll feel better once I'm on that plane, and I'm sitting there, like, okay, relax a little bit.
Fuck it at that point.
Yeah.
Just, like, nothing you can do about it now.
But, like, Monday I'll just be...
When are they coming in to inspect? Just one day?
They don't give you a time. They just said, between October 1st and October 5th, we'll be coming into your house. Yeah, they don't give you a specific time. So I have to have the cats gone that entire week, because I don't know when they're coming in. So...
They don't inspect here. They just let us know. They're like, hey, we're coming in tomorrow to change your filter.
Gotcha.
Although, last week, 2 weeks ago, they were like, oh, the bank's coming in to do inspections on the apartments.
See, like this, at our apartment complex, they do like a annual 6-month inspection. So they just come in and check everything out. And they give us like a week ahead of time to let us know. And, but this one, we had an inspection 2 months ago, and every time I have to get rid of the cats because I don't want them to find them. And the only place, my parents are the only people that will take my cats for a little while. But something on the notice said that this is a pre-inspection because I guess like there's like a
To be followed by an actual
yeah.
inspection.
There's like some type of government inspection. They were saying. I have no idea. This is the
Maybe
first
that's
time
what they did.
we've been here for we've almost been. Well, we've been at this apartment for 2 years, and this is the first time there's ever been a government inspection. I have no idea what it is, but apparently it's good. It's pretty important if they're coming in and inspecting first to make sure everything's good before the government inspection comes in. I don't know if it's a new
Was it
law
just
or
like
a new
a-
policy. No idea.
Like a safety thing? Or
I don't know.
Standards?
So in another couple weeks, I'm gonna have to get rid of my cats again. It's like sometimes it's like, is it even worth it? Should I just spend $400 on each of my cats? I don't have to move them every time. But
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they do, so I can't.
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
know.
offer any advice.
yeah, I don't, it was weird. But
Which
How weird
it's a
it
good segue since I asked you to take care of my cats when I'm gone.
Yes.
You gonna be able to do that?
Yes.
They're really. You wouldn't even have to be here every day. You know, I'll feed them and water them and change their litter before I leave.
yeah,
And then maybe check on them once.
yeah, I'll be easy. Kids are good.
See, he's out, so he's cool with you now. Tiger booked it.
Yeah, he said hi to me for a second, and then he ran
I
off.
put that pumpkin costume on. Did you see that picture on Facebook?
No, I haven't been on yet. Oh my gosh, I want to see it. You put it on who?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Well, because that's a dog's costume.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's he wasn't liking
Cat's
it too
like,
much.
I hate you.
Pretty much. Here we go.
Oh, how cute. Oh, that's funny. I need
So-
to buy one for Banks and torture her with it too.
It's so fat. Stupid fat Charlie. And I'll get you a key for that too.
Cool.
And then I'll make sure that everything's clean. My bedroom's a mess.
I'm not worried about it. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I just water and feed them. Make sure they don't poop everywhere. They've never done it, so sometimes they throw up.
Sorry, my cats throw up too. Luckily, every time they do, they're smart enough to do it on the tile or the linoleum
they
and
throw up on
not the carpet.
They throw up on the carpet, but usually it'll dry, and then it's one thing.
Yeah.
They never throw up wet, at least not recently.
Gotcha.
Although when I moved out of Denver, you should have fucking seen it because they get all stressed out.
Yeah.
And he was throwing up like every 5 seconds. So
Aww.
there were all these spots, all
Everywhere.
And
Yeah.
we had to pay an additional amount of money on
Because
top
of all
the
the
deposit because
stains.
of all the stains. It was fucked up.
Yeah. So
We tried to clean it, but
It just didn't work. Did you get like carpet cleaner in there and stuff too? No. Gotcha.
Yeah. Here, I can do a button for that.
What, the spring?
Nobody got time for that.
Oh my gosh. The video was so ridiculous.
Melissa just showed that to me when she
Oh
was down
my
here, so I
gosh,
only recently saw it for the
so
first time. Alright, so what'd you bring in?
These
Those you want me to borrow?
are the ones we're going to borrow. So we got Come and Jane,
Come in, Jane. Okay.
Some Kind of
Yes, we
Wonderful,
talked about that.
finally.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
This is one I'm
Perfume.
excited about you watching. Perfume.
Alright.
And then I don't know, you've seen Pride and Prejudice, right?
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I've read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
It's one of my favorite love stories. It's a good movie. It's the one I told
book
you about.
was
The music's really
so
good
dry. Oh, this is by Joe Wright too.
too. Yep. He did Atonement, so
Yeah, Toma and Hannah. Did you watch Hannah?
I haven't seen Hannah yet, so.
Even though you got it.
Yes. No, I don't.
Yeah, I let you borrow it.
I don't think I have it.
You've got it because I gave it to you when you first saw everything.
Okay.
So
Yeah, maybe
you
I
should
do have it. Yeah, I do have it.
Don't lie to me. You lost it.
I'm not like.
Donald Sutherland is in this.
Yes.
All right, I'll set these here, and then let's see what you watched. Did you watch Omega Man?
No, that's one of the ones I didn't get to.
All right. Did you watch Rosemary's Baby?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What'd you think of that?
It's creepy.
It's all super long and shit.
Yeah. It's one of those ones I need to watch. I'm thinking I'm gonna watch it again.
You want to hang on to it?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
it is. But
yeah.
this is the Criterion DVD. Do you know what Criterion is?
No.
Criterion, they go and they make sure that the movie is perfect. And they put all these fucking special features on it, and they put a big old booklet with stuff in there. Criterion, if you're gonna buy a DVD, buy the Criterion
Interesting. Oh, I didn't know there was a difference.
version. Criterion Collection. Also, Scream Factory is another one for horror movies, and Shout shout is the parent company. Do you watch Night of the Living Dead?
Watch Night of the Living Dead.
What'd you think of that one?
It's like a classic horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen it before?
No.
This was the first time?
No. I've seen movies that are kind of kind of a parody, or like a lot of movies that like seems like there's a lot of movies that have
which kind
followed
of
that
sucks
one
if you
a lot.
hadn't seen this already.
Yeah,
because,
no,
like,
but it's the typical zombie movie.
It's the first zombie movie.
Yeah.
Essentially. I mean, there's the end where they accidentally kill the dude. That's not a zombie. That's been
done a few times. Yeah.
There's only really like one, I guess, kind of really gory scene, and that's when she sees the dead body. It's just kind of like a skull
it's not
head
too bad.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then of course the little girl kills the mom.
No.
And the dad. I thought the little girl kills her mom. Like she eats her and turns her into a zombie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And the
It's
dad
mom.
too, maybe.
I don't remember. I watched it a couple weeks ago.
And then of course there's a remake of this.
Yeah.
You watched King Kong.
Yeah, and I've seen King Kong before too.
It's
the
mostly
original.
like an action monster movie. Have you seen the remake of this?
Yes.
And you like the remake?
I went and saw it in theaters actually. The remake.
I saw that shit in theaters too. Weather was shitty at that time.
Was it?
Yeah. It was because it had been snowing and then it turned to rain, so it turned all that snow into slush.
Oh man, yeah.
It was fucked up.
I went and saw it with Anissa. She had a big crush on Adrian Brody.
Did you watch?
I enjoyed this one. This one was funny. Like it was a little different, but I liked it.
After having watched the other ones.
Yeah,
right?
no, I watched Frankenstein, Dracula, and The Wolfman before
First.
this, but I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's cute.
A little
It's
bit of the
really
comic
fun.
relief, and yeah, it was
I'm probably
cute.
gonna put this on today.
I liked it. I did like it a lot.
And Dracula.
Yes.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Wolfman.
And did you watch anything else on these?
No, I
You
just
watched
watched the
Bride of
first ones.
Frankenstein? Which one was the best?
I really like Dracula. Dracula was really good.
Despite how
but I like the Wolfman.
different it
I
is.
don't know.
Wolfman is awesome.
I really liked it, but I've always kind of liked werewolves more than I've liked vampires. They're kind of like one of my favorite, I don't know what you call them, mystical creatures or fantasy horror
Sure, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Monsters, I guess.
I don't know if I liked how he looked so much because I'm so used to seeing what werewolves look like nowadays in movies.
They've
you know what I
got
mean?
the
But he looks more like a bear than he does. You know what I mean? Like, and like, but I did like it. I like the storyline. I like kind of the tragedy at the end. You know, he dies and.
You know, it's the gypsy that bites him is Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got that? All
yes,
right.
I got that.
And then Claude Rains, who is his dad. It's really interesting if you watch or listen to the commentary on here because it's by like a scholar or a film historian.
Yeah.
And he just goes into everything. It's very, very God damn it.
Very
not informational, but
educational.
Yeah, I guess educational.
Okay.
And he talks about like 'cause Claude Rains, who is the Invisible Man, and he's also Louis in
Yeah.
Casablanca,
Yeah.
and like he's British, and then Lon Chaney is not British.
Yeah.
And they go over that a little bit more in the remake. Have you seen the remake with Benicio del Toro?
Yeah, I have. I didn't really like it though.
No, I thought it was awesome. I mean, it's nothing.
I've seen it. I've seen it once, and it was a couple years ago. But for some reason, I just didn't. There's something about it I didn't like. I don't know why. Can't remember why.
I mean, it has its problems. It's
I think it
huge
might have been the
movie. There's a lot
actor. I just
going on.
don't.
Who, Benicio del
Yeah,
Toro?
I don't think I liked him as the Wolfman. I can't.
See,
I
like
don't
he's
know.
like American or Mexican, but he's
Yeah.
like American. But then Anthony Hopkins is British, but like he's an actor, so
Yeah.
he's kind of drops his British accent.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it, but I did like Wolfman. But I've always been interested.
Frankenstein
in
meets Wolfman's
werewolf
really good,
stuff,
too.
Though. I haven't seen that one.
Because he dies at the end of this.
Yeah, but he's alive in this one too.
Well, this one is non-continuity, Kelly. For those who know what that means. But in Frankenstein meets Wolfman, like his body is in the mausoleum, and I think it's just a skeleton. And then the moon is uncovered by the clouds.
Yeah.
And he just comes back.
Interesting.
It's just as simple as
Yeah,
that.
just like, how do we bring him back? This is how we'll do it.
And it's awesome and because it's him and fucking Frankenstein are fighting in that movie, and he's constantly like, you know, fucking, I hate this, kill me, I don't want this,
Yeah.
and all that bullshit, and that's the tragedy of
Yeah.
it, is that he doesn't want to be a wolf.
Yeah. But that's what I like about werewolves. You're fighting the beast inside you. You can't,
Yeah,
It's always been interesting to me. I like
put this
that.
on your computer?
I did.
Okay, cool. Freaks. Did you watch that?
That was a weird movie. That was hard to watch.
It is a little hard to watch, but it's super, super short. It's an hour long.
Yeah, it was a little creepy though. A little bizarre for me.
One of us. What do you think of the guy with no limbs?
Do you have to ask?
Yeah, you have to ask. You got the guy with no limbs. You've got the dwarves or little people. You got the pinheads.
Like, it wasn't scary, but it was definitely really odd, and like it kind of gave you the creeps. Like it wasn't something you'd scream as. You're just like, ooh, like you get like.
Well, I mean, there's the end.
You kind of like
there's the end
goosebumpy
scene
and
in the rain, and the carriage breaks down, and like
it's
these
just
freaks going after these people with like
Yeah.
knives. The dude's got a knife in his mouth, and he's like worming his way over.
it's
and
just
shit.
uncomfortable to watch.
It's very uncomfortable.
yeah.
House on Haunted Hill.
That's one of the ones I wasn't able to watch.
Oh, you weren't able to watch that one.
No.
But that's okay.
Okay.
Did you watch The Fly?
Watch The Fly.
And it's in color, right?
Yep.
And he just comes popping out with that big ass fucking fly head.
Yeah, that one's weird. That one's another weird one. It was uncomfortable to watch in some parts.
What's interesting about this is that it starts off at the end of the movie, essentially. And
Yeah.
She goes back and tells the
Yeah.
story. Like, why she killed the dude. And they're like, why is she so calm about
Yeah. I gotta think about bugs, too. I don't...
this? You don't like
Bugs
bugs?
freak me out. I mean, I like some bugs, but for the most part...
And at the end of the movie, he's like, help me!
Yeah. And then it's funny because, like, you see that in a lot of movies, too. That's
Yeah,
another
yeah,
parody
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that they
yeah.
throw, and I see that and everything. It's funny.
Alright, Village of the Damned?
Village of the Damned.
Oh,
Yeah.
you watched this one?
Yeah, I did watch that one. I didn't watch Children of the Damned,
Oh,
though.
fuck that movie. It's
Okay,
not
yeah,
as
it's fine.
good. It's like there's like 5 kids, one in each part of the world that they just kind of bring together.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good, but this one, it's all about
That
like,
one's a really different compared to all the other ones, too, because it's
it's a
the
British
child.
movie.
It's the child that's, and that...
It's very
weird.
British. It's
Yeah.
very British. And George Sanders. What do you think of George Sanders? He's the main dude.
Okay, yeah. I liked him.
And then he's got to go in and he's got to do that brick wall thing.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
stop the kids
Stop.
because he's killing himself and killing them.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
I just like the
good.
concept of, like, children are supposed to be these innocent, like, subjects, and this is kind of the first time where it's like, kids are bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
kind of, like, really creeps you out that way.
Did you ever see The Omen?
I have seen The Omen once. It was a long time ago, though.
The
But
remake?
this came out before The Omen,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's and then John Carpenter remade it with Christopher Reeve as like the dude essentially.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
It's different because there's this. They all have a pairing. Do they all have a pairing in this? The kids do they pair up at all? Is it just they're just kind of a group?
Group, yeah.
Yeah, in the remake they pair up, and one kid, his pair was like stillborn or something like that. So he's kind of like
That's weird.
off on his own, but
Yeah.
he's like kind of talking to like a ghost type of situation.
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And that was the last movie Christopher Reeve made before he got into his accident.
Ah, okay.
Let's see, The Thing from Another World.
Yep.
You watched that?
Very, very different from the one John Carpenter. Oh my gosh. That one's actually kind of funny compared to the other one.
The other one. It's still good though.
It
you
is
know?
still good, yeah.
James Arness makes a pretty cool like
It's
alien
fun.
creature. But like he starts growing like the bad scientist.
Yeah.
He starts growing them, so that's
Yeah.
kind of like it. How he's
It's-
able to just take a little.
It's funny
bit
though.
of
It's
them.
funny watching all these like older horror films because I found myself laughing in some parts because these aren't ones I've seen ahead of time. I've seen all these other horror movies from nowadays,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
so different.
Kinda going
So
back.
this
There's
is kind of like, but then it's kind of cool to think like I try to put myself back. Okay, like if I were in the 50s, would this freak me out? Yes, probably. Because back in the day, that's not the whole science fiction horror thing was kind of new to everybody. It did freak people out.
Well, like as you get into like with The Thing from Another World, and like Village of the Damned, I want to say, like in the 50s was right when the Cold War got started.
Yeah,
and people were
that's
very
technology and
you know,
Sputnik and
invading communists.
Yeah.
And that's the whole concept.
It was
behind,
freaky.
Like, the Thing and
Yeah.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is because like my neighbor can be a communist conspiring against me
Yeah.
on American soil.
yeah.
And the thing, the story that it came from is called Who Goes There? And Who Goes There was a war thing. Who goes there, friend or foe?
Yeah.
So that's, I just listened to the commentary of the remake with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, and he was like, that thing was very much a part of the time it came out. Like, this one is when it came out in the 80s.
Yep.
So that's cool. You like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you watch either of those?
No, I didn't.
No, didn't get to Tales from the Crypt Vault before. Not a big deal. And then, did you watch Tales of Terror?
Yep, Tales of Terror.
What'd you think of that one?
It's awesome. I like Vincent Price. Like, he's...
And you missed out on House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah, that one I didn't get to. But that one, yeah, no, he's always entertaining.
He's in all three of the stories in this
He's always such a creeper, but it's cool. Like, he's cool to watch, and he's so classic.
What are on here? What's the first story?
Oh, God, I don't even remember.
Oh, it's Morella, where the wife comes back, I think.
Was that the first one?
And then it goes to the Peter Lorre one with the cat.
Yeah.
Which is really the black cat and the cast of the Monty Alta put together.
Okay, yeah.
And they're playing catch with his head in that weird dream sequence.
Yep. That's so bad. But what's cool about that one is that one, it's not nothing in that really made me laugh. Some of it was pretty creepy. Like, if you really watch it, it did give me the creeps.
Well, all these were like America's answer to Hammer Studios putting out their like Dracula. This was when color got big, and they were doing bright reds for blood and everything that. And it was just one that I watched a lot. One October, it was just always on TV, and I was always fucking watching it. I might watch that tonight also. How many was that? So you watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then I still have the Halloween documentary. I want to watch that. I haven't gotten the chance to watch that yet. And then I still have the Marx Brothers. Yeah, that whole.
Yeah. Well, that was just in case shit
got
too
I know, but
real for you.
I still want to get there though. Like, those are ones I do want to watch.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So it's like 3 I didn't 10, see. It's not too bad.
12, 13. And you should have watched Night of the Hunter, which you also have too.
Yes, I have that one.
I told you to add that to the list.
Yeah, it's still.
My favorite movie of all time, Kelly. And
Night of the Hunter.
I've watched all of your favorite movies of all time. So, and then I've got a shit hole.
I'm impressed I got through all of that.
I'm impressed too.
Okay.
Like I said.
But like, it's nice because like a lot of these really aren't that long either. They're not like these like 2-hour movies like you have nowadays.
Except for Rosemary's Baby.
That one was long.
I'm really tired of watching long movies.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Well, it's like you got to plan ahead for that kind of stuff. Like that, you have to be in the right mood to be like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch this.
Well, yesterday I watched.
That's something you can just throw on.
Like 3 or 4 movies yesterday, and Murder by Numbers is a 2-hour movie. I'm watching it, and that movie drags so fucking much. It feels like a 3-hour movie.
That's what I felt about, what movie was it? I watched To the Wander with Ben Affleck and Rachel McAdams. It's a new movie. It's not on Netflix. It's been a very long time since I've watched a movie and just wanted it to end. Like, and you can't stop watching it because you gotta see how it ends.
Every movie I went and saw this summer was like that.
But man, I was just sitting there in bed going, "Oh my god, this needs to be over already." It was boring and it was like really prolonged. Like, I got the message like the first like hour of it, and the next half is like it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And it's a really artsy film. Like it reminds me of like a really indie like.
Well, I mean, if a movie's good, I can sit through 3 hours and it feel like only one.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, me too. But this one,
like all Quentin Tarantino's movies, I wish that they would go.
But they're entertaining. Yeah, they're really entertaining.
They have to be good and entertaining. For me to want them to be that long. But if it's like 2 hours, I'm sitting there looking like, okay, they could have cut that out. They could have cut that out.
It's just dragging along. But I've watched a lot of movies. I've watched all those, and there's a ton of other ones I've watched too, just on Netflix. And then on top of that, I've been watching Supernatural like crazy too.
What have I been watching on TV? Oh, I watched Walking Dead. I finished Walking Dead season 3. Did you see that?
I've seen parts. Mike watches it.
Oh, you're not into Walking Dead? Well, I know you're not into horror stuff, but
I haven't been
maybe
able to
it's
get on
time
that
for
one
you
yet.
to...
Maybe I will eventually. Because Mike was watching Supernatural, and I didn't really want to watch it for a while, and then...
Greg loves that show.
I got into it, and now he's pissed because I watch it without him.
I saw that. So those are my movies. I'll get to those. I'm gonna give to you later. That's
Okay.
like twice as many as you have now.
Okay.
You didn't bring back Silence of the Lambs.
That one was another one I didn't watch. It's there.
Well, that's okay. You could have brought it back because giving you the DVD or
Okay.
the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
But it's too late now.
No, I still, that one I still have.
So here's some scripts. Oh, hold on to that stuff. Yeah, see, look at this. This is Ransom. Here's the commentary of the movie that me and Greg did for Streamy's Payment.
Okay. Where's the actual one
I've
in
got, well, how many do you want? I've got 6 here. How many are you going to need?
Well, there's me and my parents and Sam, Chrissy. So at 4 right now? That's all I know of at
4?
the moment. Yeah.
Well, here, I'll just give you all 6 because I know that, you know the guys that
Okay.
are also in the movie. So there's
I'm
6.
so excited right now.
Don't give away the commentary.
I won't. Can you mark? Is it marked?
I could.
It just says commentary. I'll know.
Yeah, but the cases all look the same, so you're like opening
I'll have
like
to
10
open it.
cases.
Sorry.
And then do you have this movie?
The original Batman?
Yeah.
With
Check
Michael
this-
Keaton?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it.
Do you have Red Dragon? Probably not.
No.
Well, you can have those because I bought them on Blu-ray.
Edward Norton. Okay. Cool.
And then here's Mike's book. So yeah, so you can have those since I bought them on Blu-ray.
Yay! So excited.
You guys have Patrick Savages.
Oh my god, I know.
I just mailed him a bunch of those movies too. I could have.
That's what I'll do. I'll just mail it back to him.
So here I've got some scripts for you.
I'm stoked about this too.
We'll go over these when we're done podcasting. But here's that film noir one that you wanted me to write.
Cool.
And we'll go over that so that you can add anything that you want, whether it's now or later. And then I did want to film something today, but I think it's a little too early. Like, not prepared to film this just yet.
Okay.
And then I can get Mike to play the monster in this instead. So maybe when you guys get back from vacation. So this is a horror movie, super quick.
Yeah.
And then here's 2 scripts, one for you and one for Mike. And this is another horror movie.
Ooh, can't wait.
So, and those are super short too. Just a couple pagers.
Okay.
Yeah, one for you, one for Mike. It's got a little twist on the home invasion genre.
Okay.
Before we get too deep into this podcast, we've already fucking knocked that out. I've got my list of things here. So you got a sweater on because it's getting cold out there.
Cold.
I've been wearing my beanie right here.
Oh, okay.
My Batman beanie.
Yeah, it's getting cold.
So we tackled some horror movies, and we'll go over that again. We probably won't get to that. So we haven't had a chance to talk about, at least on a podcast, the premiere. A month after the fact. It was real interesting because me and Dakota talked about it when he just came and potted. That won't be up until
Next week?
the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there's the list of. So this one's gonna go up.
Oh, okay.
on
I
the
see.
1st.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get 2 in, so your other one will go up on the 16th. And then Greg's and Dakota's are both done. And then that last one on the 30th,
Okay.
that's going to be a special one, and we'll go over that also.
Okay.
So Greg and Dakota have both done their parts for that. I need to do mine, and you need to do yours.
Okay.
So yeah, so let's talk about the
Premiere night.
premiere of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like what kind of, like how did it feel? How was it for you?
I was really excited about it. I was always excited about it. I was stoked. And then we found out that we were doing it at the Nevada Museum of Art. I'm like, okay, this just went up a step more, so it's even more exciting. And then I even went out and I bought myself a dress and got all dressed up and invited all my friends. And
All your friends were dressed up too.
I know, they were. I was glad. They were trying to, you know, they were all excited
All
about it
Patrick's
too.
friends were like the exact opposite.
Oh my gosh. But it really got real when I walked into the theater. That was cool. That was really cool.
It really was. It was like, holy shit, this is like...
Yeah, like I just like I lit up. I mean, you were there. You're sitting right
Yeah,
there. I was
yeah.
like walking around, like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like,
And people started coming in, shaking hands. You're meeting people. You're like, enjoy the movie.
I haven't felt that way since like a opening night at a
It-
play in
yeah,
high
no,
school.
It
That's
felt like opening night.
That's what it felt like to me. And then like, oh my god, I missed it. Like as soon as I walked in that theater, I was like, this is why I like doing this. Like,
See, you know, and I never knew that, like, it's like, okay, you know, you do a play, and you get to do it, you go out, you take your bow, and the audience is there, you're feeling the audience, they're clapping, and it's like, you know, like, why would anyone want to make movies instead of that? But, like, you do a premiere like that, where
But
you're
you
in
still
the audience,
get-
and
you still
they
get
all
that.
stood up, or well, not all of them, but they all clapped, and,
yeah,
and it was like being in a play.
It was,
There
yeah.
really wasn't
but you
a
get to
different
watch
feeling.
yourself. You know, you're not just up there at the moment.
Yes.
Like I think it looks okay. No, you're one of the audience too, watching
right, you
yourself
get to
perform.
watch, like, when the audience reacts
Yeah,
to if it's
yeah.
you or if it's
And
somebody else.
it was really cool. That was so cool.
Were there any moments like that the audience reacted to that you didn't think they would, or
You know what? Yeah, I think there was. I can't remember now
it's
though.
been a while?
It's weird because it's one of those things like I remember certain parts and there's things I don't because I think I had this little adrenaline rush. Like there's things about it I don't
Yeah,
remember.
You still haven't seen the movie
And I've only
again.
seen it once. That's why I'm like so excited. I'm like shit. I gotta go to work today because I'm like I'd really rather go home and watch this, but it's alright. I was bummed though. I was like, ugh. I wanted to sit next to you, Patrick, so bad, and Mike, obviously. But like freaking Donna, I love you, Donna. But you
She
drive
could have
me.
just sat on
You
the
drive me
other side.
up a wall sometimes. No, she
We could have taken Dakota's seats. We could have swapped with Dakota.
It's okay. No, it's fine. I still got to see you. I want to see you
Yeah,
guys'
yeah,
reaction
yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, you know, because I've been, yeah.
I looked over a couple times. You were on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was cool.
So actually, having seen the movie, then was it what you expected it to be? Was it better? Was it?
It was,
less?
I think it was, I mean, pretty much what I expected. There were some
Because
things
you hadn't
like,
seen anything.
no, not
I
all of
kept
it.
everyone in the
Some
dark.
things that really surprised, like, I really like the parts between Patrick and Olivia. Those were kind of intense. But I think the thing that really blew me out of the water was, and I'm not just saying this because Mike is my boyfriend, but he really surprised me. I was really impressed with Mike.
Well, you listened to Melissa's.
Yeah, and no,
podcast.
I agree with her 100%. Like, that was, like, I knew, because I wasn't there. I think there's a reason why I never went and saw him act and do certain, like, I think I saw him maybe once. I was helping filming. For the most
Yeah,
part, I
the
hadn't
bar.
seen anything that he had done, though. And, but, like, the whole part of him in Afghanistan, and like, it was intense. Like, I almost cried. Like, because I'm so attached to Mike, I don't like seeing him in a certain way. I don't like seeing him in pain. Even though he was acting, it was kind of like, ooh, like I kind of like got this like sunken feeling, and he did a really good job. I was really surprised. Like, I know Mike's a good actor, but I wasn't expecting it. Maybe that's why it seemed so good to me, is because it wasn't what I was expecting.
You know, and knowing that the audience felt that way too is also.
Yeah, I heard a lot of comments about Mike. My parents were really impressed too.
So, you know, it's not just like, you know, because you're in the moment, you're here, like your first night, we were just, oh, it's my apartment, we're hanging out, we're podcasting, oh, let's go film. Took us an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, maybe you're not feeling it, like you're acting, but like doing a play,
Yeah.
you know, when you act, it's in the moment.
Yeah.
Here, you're acting, and then you move on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you go to work, you
Yeah,
go
shut off
home,
and turn it back on.
and then
Yeah.
we'll see you next week or whenever it
Yeah.
is. So, like, you get that gratification. Thank God we were able to watch it like that, because before it was just like, oh, hey guys, they're in the movie, come over and watch it,
Yeah.
sit on the couch.
Yeah. It was a really big deal on it.
So you are so fucking lucky, Kelly, because you're
I know,
getting
I
so
know.
spoiled, because your first movie, you get to be the star, and on top of that, you get to go to a premiere where it's shown in a theater with an audience. You don't just get to be like everybody else who just gets like a minor role and watches it at my house.
Yeah, but I would have been okay with that, though.
I know you would have, but like I said, you were so fucking lucky and so spoiled that you got that. And
I
that's
got very lucky.
that's probably all you're gonna get from this point on.
I'm
so,
okay with that. I'm fine with that.
yeah, you better be fine with
I
that.
promise I will be. I promise. Still excited. I still would have dressed up if we did it here. You know what I mean? Like, it's exciting. You know, you do it. Why do we do it? 'Cause
Well,
we love
actually, you
making
know what?
movies.
You were at the Dutch premiere where it was just at our house,
Yeah.
but you weren't in that movie.
No, I wasn't.
So you were just participating.
But I
with the
still
audience.
enjoyed it. It's still fun watching something you've made and or people that you know and you love have made something, it's fun.
How was it seeing the end of the movie where your turn is at?
My what?
Your turn.
That was awesome. I loved it. I didn't know how you were gonna end it. I didn't know like if you're gonna have the names come up or like.
Well, not that, but like where you become a bad guy.
Oh.
And you're yelling and everything like that, and you're super fucking intense and scary.
You know what's hard? I need to watch it again. It went by so fast to me. Like that
it
whole
does
part,
go by,
like
the whole
like
fucking movie goes by so fast.
especially
And
because
it was
like
an hour and 40 minutes
I
long.
know, but especially because like this is the first time too with me like in a play, comparing it to a play, 'cause that's all I've ever done acting wise.
Yeah.
But like I'm watching it going, that took forever to film, and it's 5 minutes of the movie, you know, like, and it feels like it, like you have this attachment to this in the bond because it took so long to do it, like you do, like you really get into it, and then it's like you said, 2 minutes of the movie, that's it.
2 minutes of the movie, or like when we filmed the card game scene
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And
mean,
those pop
but like
up sporadically
that
in the
part where I
movie.
turn and like I was fucking hot. I was sweating balls outside. It was
No,
crazy.
everyone says that. I
And,
don't
like,
remember any heat
God,
whatsoever.
it
Like
was so
filming two on a
hot.
match, I don't remember the heat
Oh
of that
my
either.
god. I mean, we were just out there for so long and it was so hot. And I had to keep redoing certain parts, like say it again.
Yeah,
But it did. It turned out really good. It's like, oh yeah, like
Justine showed up late and we got
Justine-
started late.
I know, right? But it went by so quick. I seriously do need to watch it again. And if I watch it again, we could probably maybe do another podcast and I'll explain a little bit more. But there is things I really don't
Dude,
remember.
you can watch it again, then we can do a commentary on it.
Yeah, no, because I need to watch it again. But like, so there are things I do remember. I was really surprised about the reaction. I mean, I knew there was going to be a reaction,
Dakota?
but Dakota, yeah, I knew there was going to be, but not as big as it was when he got his balls shut off.
It was amazing. I
Oh
loved
my
that
god, it was
so
so
much.
funny. Everybody just like busted up laughing, and I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, it wasn't so much that he got his balls blown off. It was like, it wasn't. He said the movie, like, it's one of those moments where it was kind of building up, and it was kind of, you didn't know where it was going. All of a sudden, left turn. We'll just shoot his nuts off, or and then it was like, it was a build up too, because he got what was coming. Like, everybody was like somebody
Melissa
shut
said, he was
shut
such
him
a
up. Like, seriously,
scumbag.
that guy, like, he needs to get what's coming to him, and he did. But it was when you least expected it too. And that's what my dad liked about it so much. He's like, you're just like, yeah, I got his nuts blown off. He deserved it, that asshole. It's like, finally, somebody shut that guy up.
Well, and like, I'm sure we talked about this, like me and Melissa and everyone else, but like, Dakota is such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And you're filming with him, and he's jokey, and he's happy, and he's probably the nicest guy that I know.
Yeah.
And so you kind of you still have that coming off on you when he starts to do a scene.
Yeah.
And, the scene, it's like a cut, and then he kind of goes back to being nice Dakota, and he's silly, and he goofs a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you see in the gag reel of the card game.
Yeah.
Like, Melissa says, like, you can just grab his stuff, and he could have his own gag reel.
Yeah.
Because that's him.
Well, most of it was that the card game gag reel was Dakota.
Because he's not an actor. So then you do watch the movie, and he really is just like a piece of shit scumbag.
Yeah, he is. He's just
And that's the way he was written when Patrick created him in that movie that we didn't get to finish. So he never really got to be quite full-on scumbag, because he was only in the Christmas movie as Boop.
yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it for very long at all.
Yeah, he was just kind of like a dickhead, but you don't really know. And then he was supposed to be Boop in
The cheese
Dutch,
movie, but he
but
couldn't do
became
it.
Dutch. So he became a kind of a Boop as an FBI
Yeah,
agent.
kind of. Yeah.
So, like, I don't really remember writing him that much of a scumbag, but, like, I guess it's there.
Yeah,
and
he is.
especially in the card game scenes, where he's relentless on, like, you and everything like that, and and he does get what's coming to him at the end, because, like, we're beating the shit out of him. And
Yeah.
he's got that gun, and, like, he's like, you're gonna suck my fucking dick, detective, and it looks like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
'Cause he drops his pants, his face is right there, he goes to his happy place for a quick
Freaking
second.
Dutch just had to ruin it.
Oh, man.
How did they grab the gun for me? Oh, it's funny. No, it was...
So any compliments, comments, feedback that you got from that you haven't already said?
I think I've told you already. basically, like, I talked to my dad. It really meant a lot to me that my dad went, because he's a really big moviegoer too. And so he's kind of the one I talk to about this kind of stuff. Like, my mom likes movies too, but she's not as into it as my dad is. So I really wanted his opinion. So I asked him, and he's all, Kelly, it was great. He's all, there's so much potential there. He's all, just like, if you guys had more money, I mean, if we had the budget to do more editing and like music, and he's all, it could be so great. He's all, because the acting and the writing is there. He's all, it's there.
Yeah.
But it's there, you know, it's all the other stuff that obviously can be worked on, but that's because we don't have the technology and all that stuff
we've
for
got
that.
the skeleton, we just need to add on the muscle.
Yeah, but he's all, but for what you guys had and what you guys, you know, you guys got something really great with what, you know, what we could have. It was, so I really liked hearing that from him, and he was really impressed, and he wants to see it again too, because he's only seen it once, but
it's like on a constant loop at everybody's house.
He was really,
once they get their copies.
He was really proud. Like, almost made me cry. Like, it was nice.
Oh, that's
but
good,
I
good.
was really impressed.
What about, like, did he say anything about you being like the bad guy all of a sudden at the end, or? I mean, he obviously knew.
Yeah, he knew.
He got spoiled a little early on.
No, he just really enjoyed it. There wasn't like really too much.
What about your friends? What did they say?
Two of my friends, like, they're not big movie people. Like, I think they were the ones that were in and out. Like, they left immediately after we were out. I'm glad she came and stuff. I mean, I love her, but it's not her thing, which is fine. I completely understand. She's like, oh, you know, that was great. So, yeah, and, she didn't get it. I don't think she knows who Quentin Tarantino is. It's not her kind of, it just wasn't her kind of thing. She's like, oh, you were great. She didn't really give any specifics, and I was like, whatever. She's like, I can't believe how much you cussed. You just weren't yourself in that. Like, that's weird. I couldn't take you seriously because you were cussing so much.
Oh, I was watching it, and Justine's there next to me, and I'm like, oh my god, every other word is fuck. We say fuck, and then we start saying cunt near the end of the movie.
You know what? It really wasn't like, I don't know if it was just because I'm used to it now, or because I was paying too much attention to everything else. Like, I didn't really notice it, and I even like.
Well, you hang out with me enough, and you're gonna start saying
because I talked to my parents about it too, and I kept telling everybody, I was like, "There's a lot of cussing in it. Just want you to know." Everybody that I talked to said it wasn't excessive.
Expecting more.
They weren't. They're like, "Oh yeah, there wasn't anywhere near as much as like."
But I'm watching it and I'm feeling it, but everyone I talk to were like, no,
but it's a lot of pressure on you too, because like you start noticing the little things, like you start picking at it, like, oh my god, that's a lot of cussing.
Yeah,
but I honestly didn't notice it that much, and like everybody I talked to was like, other than my two friends that went.
Well, there was like 6 of my coworkers that went and saw that movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, these guys are going to look at me differently now.
Yeah. So, but, so that it really wasn't, I don't think it was really that bad. But I'll have to watch it again, I guess. after not having anything to do with it for like a whole month. We'll see.
Well, I mean, we do say fuck a lot.
And is this the new edited one?
That's
is this
the director's
one?
cut.
Okay.
I still haven't watched it.
Okay.
So,
I'm excited then. Cool.
It's just 5 minutes has been cut off of it, so it's like an hour 36 now. It's just slimming it down.
Yeah.
I think most of it came out of the opening credits. It's like we don't need
this
to be that long.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, Ray, if you want to cut anything out of this thing, I think any of that can go.
Cut something out.
I believe we cut a little bit more of Summer out in her scene.
Yeah.
Because their conversation kind of. They say the same thing like twice.
Yeah.
I think we cut out a little bit of the Afghanistan stuff as well.
Gotcha.
Everyone lost a little bit, so
that's fine.
It's not just like
it's not just one character.
Yeah. We pretty much cut out what we didn't need in there, and some scenes they just kind of went on a little bit longer than they needed to, like where there wasn't any talking. I think Olivia's the one person that didn't lose any screen time. So.
She didn't have a whole lot either, though. I mean, there wasn't, and what there was, she did really great. So there wasn't a need to take it out.
Yeah. So now that you've seen that, that's like my life right there.
Yeah.
Did you feel famous? A little bit? People
I kind of felt like
I'm a celebrity.
No, I didn't feel like a celebrity because I don't know how to explain it. I felt like there was a lot of attention on me. And I don't know how to, like, it's weird because, like, I love acting and I like doing this kind of stuff, but people sound so surprised and they're like, I tell them, like, I really don't like a lot of attention. I don't like too much focus on me personally. If I'm in a group, it's really not too bad, but me personally, I don't like it. Like, come on, you're an actor. I'm like, no, I actually really don't. Like, it's not, I don't do this because I like attention.
Right.
And so, so it was really weird having people I don't know come up and be like, "Oh, you were so great," and like I felt like I kept repeating myself. I was like, "Oh, thank you,
Yes,
thank you,
yes,
thank you,
yes.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you!" Like, and I didn't know what else to say.
That's
I'm like,
what you
what
gotta do,
am I supposed to
though.
say?
So I mean, it sounds like you're just saying the same thing, but if it's everyone's hearing it for the first time,
Yeah.
so it's not
So it felt awkward at times because like I don't know how else to like.
people are like
I
"Here,
was like
sign
a
the ticket
freaking
for
record.
me."
Yeah, I felt like a broken record. So I feel like, and like I turned red, and like I just like, okay, this is too much. I'm done with people saying all this stuff about me. Like I don't like making too big of a deal out of stuff. I don't really.
And then you went and hung out at Abby's afterwards?
For a little bit. It's funny because it was just Patrick and all of his friends basically, and then Dakota. But Dakota fits in a little more with that.
That's what
Group
Dakota
than
said
we
on
did.
the podcast. He was like, you know what, Patrick, this is your last night.
Yeah.
Because Dakota said that Patrick's the guy that it's not safe for him to hang out with because he's the party
Because,
guy. you
yeah.
know? Let's get drinks, let's take shots. But,
Yeah.
but Dakota was like, you know, it's your last night,
Yeah.
Patrick, let's do this.
Let's do this, yeah. So we hung out a little bit. Patrick and them kind of did their own thing. We talked to him a little bit, but it was mostly just Greg, Mike, and I sat at a table and drank and just talked,
Played
which
a
is
little
fun. I was
pool.
okay with that. We didn't play pool. The
Oh,
other
you
guys
didn't?
were playing it.
Okay.
And then, like, they went off and did...
Yeah, because Greg came back and was like, okay, this is the feedback I got. So they're seeing too much blur on the green screen stuff. And
Yeah. And, like, all of them were... Some of them were getting drunk and, like, trying to talk to us about stuff. Like, oh, you need to sign this. And, like, a lot of Patrick's friends is a little odd. But, he was
all
stoked
of
about
Patrick's
it. So...
friends are a little odd.
But then they went off and did something in the back. So Greg,
So-
Mike, and I just kind of hung out.
Patrick's one friend, Rich. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Rich Salvo.
And then his girlfriend
Taylor.
is Olivia's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you knew that?
Yeah, I went to
Okay.
high school with both of them.
You don't seem very...
Oh, well, no. Taylor, I've known... She probably doesn't remember me. I don't know. I've known her since middle school, and I don't want to talk bad about her. I'm not going to say.
I was just bringing up that, like...
No,
I
she's
didn't- I
not,
didn't
like,
know that was
she's
Olivia's
never been mean to
cousin.
me personally, but she was just one of those girls in, like, middle school, and then, like, she was just kind of annoying and, like, attention hog, and...
Then you went and just said
Oh, well.
something.
Hopefully she doesn't listen to this. But I haven't talked to her in years. And then Rich, I knew in high school, but like he hung out with this group of guys that everybody had crushes on in high school. So I didn't even know he knew my name. We'll just say that. Like I had no idea. I knew of him.
Well, I mean, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Matt, what's up?" And
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
just because Patrick,
Mhm.
I've never met him before either.
Yeah. No, then he like came up to me at Abby's and he's like, "You went to North Valley, didn't you?" He's, "Your name's Kelly." I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, you did great." And like, "Thank you." And
Well,
it's weird because
Patrick and all of his friends, they hung out with like my brother.
yeah.
Patrick and my brother were like these big, big
Partiers.
guys in
Yeah.
in that group, and so everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is Sam's brother,"
Yeah.
and it's just like, I've got this.
It was weird. It was seeing all
laser
those
that-
because I went to high school with all those guys, and it's weird because like they were like the big popular like partiers. So it's kind of weird to have them all there and know who I was, and like I was like, you didn't even blink at me in high school. So it was a little kind of cool to be like, that's right. This is what became of me, But no, it was interesting. It was fun.
Without naming names, how's your single white female
I don't know.
situation going?
The only time I ever see her is like her feet or like driving away. I'll see her in her car or something.
Still nothing.
Yeah, still nothing.
Just burn her room.
Yeah, no, it's alright. I mean, it's better that we're not talking and not looking at each other or whatever. It's
I
just
thought
better
it was
that
a
way.
little strange, like the movie trailer that I sent you, the single white female. You watched that trailer,
Yeah, that
right?
was weird.
Hit a little too close though.
Yeah, it was like, well, no, I don't think she's psycho. or
Right.
anything, but,
But like,
but yeah,
in
no,
the
like,
situation of letting your imagination run wild.
it was
with you.
funny. Yeah, I was like, oh god, like,
Life imitating art a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, it was just a joke. It was good though. What did you think of the premiere though?
It's funny. You're the only person that ever comes back at me with a question. No one else ever does.
I like hearing what you think. This is your thing.
Well, I know. I mean, I've probably said a lot about it already on all the podcasts.
That's
but
right.
Like, I did. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great, and it made me feel really, really good. I hadn't felt like that in a while. So
Yeah.
Funny thing is, Greg, no one clapped at his name when it came up. Do you
Yeah, but
remember
like I
that?
don't think anybody knew like if it was okay to do it because his name was one of the first
Well,
to come.
you
up.
and Patrick got got a clap when it came up.
Yeah.
And then Greg's was the next name, so like maybe no one was gonna. They were just clapping for you guys.
But nobody really was there for Greg though. None of his friends really showed up.
Yeah, everyone he invited, nobody showed up. And
Yeah.
It's kind of sucks.
But Greg, he did. One of the guys at the end of it was like stayed after and talked to him for a while. He was really impressed.
The
with
guy
Greg.
that
one of Patrick's friends.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh well, because the guy that
He was,
ran the projector knew Greg.
Yeah. Well, he was like asking questions at the end, like talking to Greg about his character. He's like, "You did awesome. Like you were subtle."
Really?
Yeah. No. So
Was he the guy
after.
that was like, "Were you and Stone in love?"
Yeah, that's
was
the
it
same
that
guy.
guy?
He stayed after and talked to Greg. I think it made Greg feel pretty good.
Cool.
Because he actually stayed after and was like, yeah.
So he related to Dutch a little bit more
Yeah,
than anyone else.
yeah.
I thought that was a great question.
Like, can you tell? It's
Well, I mean,
kind of
it's
subtle.
So,
like
it's so subtle
it
that
is
you
subtle.
you wouldn't even know.
But it's cool because I love the fact that everybody understood. Because I tried. This is what I tried to do. I purposely tried doing this. I tried being vulnerable around Dutch, because I wasn't like that with Cheese or like a lot of the other male characters in it. But I wanted to make sure that there was. Because to me, Diane, I think she really did have a thing for Dutch. I think she did have a little bit of a sensitivity for him.
Well, I cut out
that she didn't have with a lot of other guys.
the line that's in the movie got cut out where I was like, you got pissed off when you came back and Dutch was married.
Yeah.
That line's not in the movie anymore.
No.
And also, that also cuts out any relationship my character has with you. So
Yeah.
I'm more just like a stalker in the movie.
Yeah.
Boop is just the scumbag, and then Cheese and Dutch are the ones you have the
But I'm glad
relationship
it went
with.
through. I'm glad people got that. They're like, okay, there is something between Dutch and Stone, and it's different from her usual sleeping around with these other guys. You know what I mean? And I don't know whether, I still can't decide whether that's because she can't have him, like he doesn't want her. There's the first time somebody doesn't want to be with her, or she has some type of, I don't know, understanding between those two.
It looks like that thing you can't have, so
Yeah.
you're going to want it that much more.
Much more. But she was definitely, I tried to make it clear that she was a little more sensitive and vulnerable towards him.
Towards Dutch.
Yeah, she wasn't such a bitch to him. She's probably nicer to him than anybody. Other than the end where, they tried killing each other. But, yeah. But
Can
I
you
like
say that line? Let's look into each other's faces for the last time.
Yeah.
I took that from a hentai. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
You don't know what hentai is?
No.
It's anime, but it's the porn version of anime.
Okay.
That came from that.
Okay, so
It was like a vampire thing.
Oh, okay.
So I stole that from that. I was like, oh, that's an awesome line.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what hentai is?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Just didn't know what it was called.
No.
Let's see what else I got on here. Do you want to talk about the next movie a little bit?
Yeah.
I can't talk about it too much.
I don't know a lot about it.
At least on here, I
You
can't.
kind of just given me, a little...
Well, there's that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to get a couple more pictures again and send
Okay.
them. In fact, I got a picture from Greg that I can show you. He's doing character sketches.
Oh, really?
So,
Do you have an idea? Okay, because you're going to do... That's cool. I like the trench coat jacket thing. That's cool. How big is the cast gonna be? Do you guys know yet?
I sent Greg an email with the main cast. I wanted it to be slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Did you see this one with Dakota? This one. Oops.
Is he a prisoner or something?
Well, I can't tell you. Don't spoil anything on here. Don't make guesses.
Fine,
I
okay.
could talk to you about it when we're not recording. But for now, as we're recording, I won't give away too much. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 definite roles
Okay.
that I want in the movie, and whatever else Melissa adds to it. And then I do want a really large, party scene.
So you're gonna have a lot of extras.
A lot of extras for that.
Okay.
This, I want to take. There's probably gonna be a lot of pre-production for this, just to make sure that we have
Everything's-
everything that we need, instead
Yeah.
of being like, oh, we're filming on Friday. Do we have this? No, I'll buy it real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna make sure that we have everything, and we're gonna know where we're gonna go, and we'll probably do storyboards for it as well.
Okay.
In fact, you got your phone here. I'm gonna send you these. Me and Melissa went up to we went up to Folsom and took a lot of pictures for this great location that would be great to film at. So it would be nice if we can go there. Whatever, fuck you. Said I can only put 10 attachments at once. So that's okay. You'll get the idea. So that would be like a day trip if we can get.
Where would a lot of the settings be for this?
Outside.
Can you tell me that?
I can tell you, but I
Is
can't
it all
tell you
like,
too much.
Okay.
Don't ask questions because you might give away stuff
Alright,
that I don't want given away. So I don't know why I even brought it up since I can just talk to you about it when we're not recording.
Okay.
But yeah, we got another movie in the works. Melissa's having a little trouble writing it. I think it's just because she's always doing stuff, and that's kind of
It's hard for her to focus.
well, kind of. I mean, that's what she does.
Yeah.
Right now, that's her way of coping with loneliness, I guess.
Gotcha.
You know, she goes and does a bunch of stuff, and I just kind of sit here by myself.
Okay.
So, I was just watching before you came here. I was watching this documentary that's on the Halloween Blu-ray that I just bought, and it's Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's going to her first convention appearance, and it's like she's like 50 years old, and she was 18 when she made Halloween. So I was thinking about like this whole legacy thing, like how cool will it be in like, I don't know, let's say 30 years, and like let's say that Street Meets Pavement, like obviously it's not going to be the biggest movie right now, but
No.
let's say like people go back and it becomes big,
This huge thing,
and,
yeah.
and like, you know, we're at conventions and people are having you sign things, and like they're quoting your lines at you, and
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
just,
really weird.
you know,
cool,
you're like
but
50
weird.
years old.
Yeah. Yeah,
51.
After all those years, it's still...
That, I mean, and everything else, you know, people will have stuff from everything else you've done up to that point. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, you know, jinx anything, but I was thinking, like, how cool would that be to go to a convention?
That would be really cool.
You know, and it's like, maybe we, you know, all of us hadn't seen each other in, like,
Long time.
years.
Yeah.
It's like, hey!
Yeah. Blast from the past. That would be really weird. Cool,
Here we are
though.
talking in the future tense, but
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. Just something I wanted to bring up. Some of this other stuff we could probably start up on the next one. So before ending this one, talked about that. I don't know what that is. So I'll delete that. Are there any parts that you would like to play?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like, are there any types of characters that you'd like to play? That you would like to, you know, I'd like to play, you know, pimp, or I'd like to play an alien, or I'd like to play, you know,
I don't know. That's a hard... There's a lot of stuff I would...
just
I'd
whatever
like to
gets
do.
thrown your way.
I mean, there's like movies that I watch. I'm like, you know what? That'd be really cool to play. It kind of just depends on my mood. What I feel like you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, because there's some like love stories. I'm like, you know what? That'd be kind of cool. Or I'd do this differently. Or there was a movie I thought like that the other day, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, being a woman, do you feel restricted to certain roles?
Yes and no.
I mean, obviously you would be restricted to playing a female, but
Well,
not
yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah. Not ones I would like.
Thinking.
It's not ones like I would like. I don't know. I'm okay with it. That's a hard question. I don't really know.
Well, I mean, I always, like, when I was in high school, I'd read all these plays. I always wanted to play the villain roles.
Yeah.
And I got all the villain roles for the
Yeah.
most part, you know. I'd see how they run. I was the bad guy. And in Arsenic and Old Lace, I got my dream role. So that's another situation where I could have died after that. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
After being in Arsenic and Old Lace. God, I can't believe that happened. And then also after this movie premiere, I could have died. You know,
Yeah.
I've lived.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I like gravitate towards like the villain roles. Like, I would love to play the villain in like, or like play RoboCop or fucking Kiefer Sutherland in The Lost
It was,
Boys.
yeah, I mean, it was fun playing a bad guy. That was something I never thought I'd do. That was fun. I think it'd be fun to do something like, obviously I'm a girl. It's just something I like. I would like to be in a love story. I would like to be one of the main characters.
You want to be a romantic
in a tragic romantic, not some. I mean, some comedy would be fun, but like I want to be something super dramatic and serious, or something like I want to be basically a good person deep down, like I am, but I have demons. I have some type of like. I have
alcoholism.
Issues. Yeah, I mean, or like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, she does bad stuff for, but she's a good person deep down. Like, she's misunderstood. Like, that kind of character.
Oh my.
Speaking of which, did you see the new Romeo and Juliet trailer?
I have seen it. I saw it a little while ago, before it was like, kind of went public.
What'd you think of that?
I'm excited.
Really?
But I've always liked Romeo and Juliet. I don't really care.
Yeah, but do you feel that they need to do another one? Particularly after, like, we already got Franco Zeffirelli's one, which is a period drama, which is what this one is.
Yeah.
And then, we've got the Baz Luhrmann one, which is, like, kind of the modern take. So,
yeah.
like, after those two, you really don't need another one.
But that's one of those things where Romeo and Juliet, it's always going to be remade. People are always going to want to.
But it's the same
movie. It is, but it's different.
One thing I did notice that this one has that none of the other versions ever had. I'm not sure about the Leslie Howard one, though. That one might have it. But this one's got, what's his name? Is his name Paris?
Mm-hmm.
The suitor for Juliet.
That's him fighting...
outside of her tomb. That's not in any of the other ones. But you see that in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the play, yeah.
So that's the one thing that's going to be different.
I think it's just
Wasn't it Paul Rudd in Baz Luhrmann's?
Yeah, it was Paul Rudd. But it's one of those stories that...
But why not do something original?
You can make...
I mean, like West Side Story was Romeo and Juliet.
It's timeless.
Well, I mean, like, why do the straight-up Shakespeare version instead of just doing, like, like West Side Story was, or Underworld?
For one, it's hard
Twilight.
to explain. It's one of those stories where...
No, I get what you're
like,
saying.
No, I know, but like I think they do it so often because there is a lot of ways you can do it. It's one of those stories you can put in anything. And are you asking why they're doing another Shakespearean themed one?
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be the same shit.
It basically... Well, because there hasn't been a remake of that since the really old one.
96.
And I think it's because it's going to look better. I think they're trying to... I mean, the actors that they're using can still relate. Because, like, you know of everybody. You know of these people. You're making the kids of today want to see it. Not this old,
Not Leo
it's hard to
DiCaprio.
explain. Well, like, no, because that one is different because it's modernized. It's not the Shakespearean one. But
yeah, but the Shakespearean dialogue.
Yeah.
It's the iambic pentameter.
Yes. But I think they're still trying to relate it and have kids nowadays like it. Because you know how it is, like, because this is how I remember it, like, I appreciate it, but not like people my age did at the time.
Right.
But, like, being like, oh, we're going to put on Romeo and Juliet. I'm like, oh, yeah, not this stupid old, like, 60s movie. And, like, but if you remake it, it's still Shakespearean, but you put actors that these kids know now, they'll want to see it. And they'll want, like, it looks better. And, kids get all, like, huffy. They're like, oh, it's old and it's boring.
Well, you've got Haley Steinfeld as Juliet.
She's from
True Grit.
True Grit, yeah.
She's also going to be in Ender's Game.
Yep.
You got Damian Lewis as Capulet. This guy was in Dreamcatcher. He was in Your
See, I
Highness
just don't know how I feel about Romeo.
I don't know who this guy is.
He's so hipster looking, and I hate that.
They've got Paul Giamatti as Friar Lawrence.
Yes.
And he's a good actor, but
good.
like, he's funny.
Yeah.
And you got this dude as Benvolio.
Yeah.
The kid from Let Me In, and that walking movie. I've got the book. The Road.
The Road, yeah. See, I just don't.
What's he from? Known for LOL, worried about the boy, Romeo and Juliet. From
He's
Contact.
just so. Like I said, he's so hipster looking. I don't like it.
He
He's
was
not
in-
my ideal Romeo. But I'm a totally different person. But I understand. I look at him and I go, that's why they picked him. Because girls nowadays like men that look like that. I don't.
Just like the pretty boy.
Yeah.
Why don't they get JGL to play Romeo? Would you be down with that?
With who?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, JGL.
Oh, gosh. That'd be interesting.
Don't fall in love looking at this IMDb page,
Different.
Kelly. I don't really see anybody else. Stellan Skarsgård as the Prince of Verona. I really don't know anyone else here. Who's playing Mercutio? Christian Cook? Who the fuck is
Who's
this?
that?
This is like my favorite character from Romeo and Juliet, and they got some
I
douche.
don't know. Somebody. He's not very famous, is he?
I've never heard of any of
TV
these
does a
things.
shit ton of
Doctor
TV.
Who? Ross Jenkins? From the episodes of Poison Sky. Let's see.
Is there pictures?
There's lines here. He's like a potato, a baked potato, a talking baked potato. Now, Ross, don't be rude.
What's this episode about? Where's the?
There,
Is there a synopsis on it?
mayhaps. No, they just gave me more quotes from it. Exterminate. I don't know. Here, what's it called? The Santa blah blah blah? The Sant.
Santorian. Why does that sound
Stratagem.
familiar?
It's the 4th episode of the 4th series.
Okay, so it
This
has
is
David Tennant.
It's the sequel to The Poison Sky.
4th episode.
Features the aliens. I mean, does this guy look familiar here?
Yeah,
Taron?
to the series. I remember that episode, but I don't remember him being in it. I have to watch it again.
Not that. Hold on, Kelly. I got this. There's so many buttons on here that they're fucking with me.
Oh, I love that show.
I know you do. It's okay. I'm not as in love with it
Have you
as...
seen all of them?
No, but I put them on and it's like, okay.
Okay.
It's, you know, I could get into it, but I
Yeah.
really don't feel like it because there's a million fucking shows. that are
Shows,
awesome out
yeah.
there.
Yeah. It's one of those shows, like, it progressively gets better each season.
I don't know. I started watching the David Tennant ones, and I didn't really like it as much as the Christopher Eccleston ones.
Really? You like the first season?
I do.
Ugh,
I
no.
do.
I
Okay.
could skip the entire first
Fuck
season.
you, Kelly.
No.
You know what?
I don't like it.
No?
Nope. Yep, I can. I can do without it. I like David Tennant.
I don't know why. It's good.
And I like Matt
And
Smith.
he's good. I thought Christopher Eccleston was good.
Oh, I don't think he's bad. I just don't. I couldn't get into it. I could not get into Doctor Who until I saw David Tennant in the second season.
Really? I kind of lost interest.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
see,
that first episode, he comes out and he's all like loopy and shit. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but that's the Christmas special. Watch the other ones.
There's one podcast that I listened to, Phoebe, Four Eyes and Beard. The guy on there likes Doctor Who, and he said that there was an episode. What season is this? Series 4. He said this episode was the one to watch to get back in, like for people who don't watch it.
Season 4? Yeah, it's one of the better
I
seasons.
don't think it's the first season with David Tennant.
Second one? It's the second season then.
Series 3. Is it Series 3?
Because he was in the second, third, and the fourth.
Okay. So,
Have you watched any of them with Matt Smith?
no.
He's really good. I think you'd like the ones with Matt Smith.
Maybe.
So I really like David Tennant, and then it took me a while to get used to Matt Smith, and now I really like both of them. I can't decide which one I like more.
No, it's not Series 2 then. It's... Bleak. This one. Carey Mulligan's in it. He said this was the one to watch if, like, you've never...
Oh, the Angels?
If you've never really gotten into it. I started watching
What
this
season
a
is
while
this?
ago. Season 3.
3. Okay, still David Tennant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like on the TV.
Martha. Okay, so Martha's in it. Okay. Gotcha.
But enough
I
about
didn't know
Doctor
Carey
Who.
Mulligan was in it. That's funny.
Really?
No, I
Maybe
didn't
you didn't
even
know
know.
who she was when you saw this.
Maybe. Because I didn't know who she was till
How long have you been watching Doctor Who?
just the last couple months. I went through it so fast.
You binged?
Yeah.
Binging is what
That's what I'm
people do
doing.
nowadays.
That's what I'm doing with Supernatural. That's why I love Netflix, because I can just plow right through it.
I may watch some Supernatural episodes because me and Gray were talking about it on our Halloween episode.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's really good. I didn't think I would get into it.
well,
'Cause I don't like
you'll
horror.
That,
I
you'll
don't-
like that podcast.
I
then
don't
with
like
me and
thriller
Gray.
horror. I usually don't, but then I don't know. Maybe it's because you've got me watching those now, and like Mike was like, he kept pushing it. I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then I just got into it. Now I can't stop.
Well, we still need to watch Breaking Bad.
I know, I know. So I had this conversation with Mike last night because my friend Sam watches it too, and Mike really likes it. But I'm just not so much because I don't have a fear of it like I did with the horror films. But it's like it's one of those. It's like it's a TV show that I think I would seriously. It's so morbid and it's depressing.
It is super fucking depressing.
And I just don't know if it's not. I don't like watching stuff. But I couldn't watch something like if it was like a movie, I'd watch it because it's all at one time. But like as a show, watching it all the time, I think I get kind of sad and depressed. It's not something I would enjoy watching. Does that make sense?
But like it's good writing and it's good acting despite the content of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was, like
if I
what's
felt
his name?
If I felt like being depressed and like felt sick all the time, maybe I'd watch it.
It's fucked up. You haven't watched any of it yet, have you?
I've seen episodes. I've watched some episodes with Mike, and I
was watching because I started watching it when we were supposed to. I watched
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes. That second episode because they have to kill these 2 dudes that are after him.
Yeah.
And they kill him, and
Yeah.
then he tells the dude to go buy like this plastic tub so that you can
there's like
decompose
acid.
the body. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Because
no,
he puts
I've
him
seen
in
that
the tub.
episode.
He puts
yeah,
him in the tub.
and it like
It's-
turns the
It falls through.
Putty.
And then all of his guts and everything splash through the ceiling and
Yeah.
splatter all over the thing. I thought that was fucked up, but I was like
I said, I have to.
have to be in the mood to see it. And you're
To
just
be in
not
the mood, and
just
like it's
yet.
one. Like I said, if it were a movie, I'd get it done, watch it. But it's like it's a TV series. It's something you got to watch. It's a constant thing, and
Well, this
I
is
just
the
don't
last
know
season.
if I can.
It's on right now.
I'd have to take it in baby steps. I couldn't do it all at one time. It's too
It's
much.
just everybody talks about it. It's like I've got.
I know,
watch
like,
this
and I
show.
understand,
I've gotta
like,
watch this show.
And from what I've seen, it's very good. Like you said, the writing's good, the acting is great, but it's like I don't feel like being depressed and sick, like grossed out. Like I get sick, and that kind of stuff. Those kind of movies, they make you feel dirty and they make you feel horrible.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know,
you gotta take a shower after
like
watching it.
it's just not. It's not the kind of thing I am entertained by.
Yeah, and which is why, like,
I'm not trying to
I
talk
didn't-
bad about it. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying it's
which
bad.
is why I
I
didn't
just-
really get into like Memoirs of a Geisha, because
Yeah.
it was kind of depressing. And
Yeah.
it wasn't getting into. And you know, the same thing with Patrick. He wanted me to watch Heaven and Earth, which is probably a movie that you would like. It's kind of like the same thing, only during Vietnam.
Sounds
So
familiar.
it's an Oliver Stone movie, and it's about a Vietnamese woman. She's a girl, and then she grows up, and she gets put into like a camp, and she's raped by a couple of the guards. And then like she's just, she has a kid and
Yeah.
everything like that, and she's just trying to not get brought down by the war that's going on around her. And then
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones is an American soldier. He snaps her up and marries her, and they have a couple kids, and they go back to America, and then she's just trying to cope with having lived in Vietnam in
Yeah,
like a village,
trying to-
and then she's in America, and then she tries to go back after being exposed to that, and
Yeah,
it's
that
a really
doesn't sound like
fucked
a
up
very.
movie.
It's like it's similar to, have you seen
This was a true story, though.
The Flowers of War? This is based on a true story as well.
Mm-mm. Is it
It's
new?
Christian Bale in it.
Oh, that just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, like a year ago.
And it went direct to video.
That one's intense too.
Flowers of War?
Flowers of War. Yeah.
Yeah, this just went direct to video.
Yeah, the one you were just talking about is similar. That's what it sounds like. That's a
It's like
rough one.
remake.
It's a rough one to watch.
Oh, it's a Golden Globe nominee. Was it a TV movie?
No, it's a foreign movie. There's not a lot of English in it.
Language, English. You lied.
But look at everybody. I mean, look at who.
Yeah, no,
you know
it's
what I
all
mean? There's some
weenie.
English in it, but most of it is it's Chinese.
Is it Chinese?
It's a rough movie. Yeah, it's.
House of Flying Daggers. It's a war movie?
Mm-hmm.
Korean War?
No, it's World War II. When Japan was trying to invade China.
Okay. I don't know much about that end of the war.
I didn't know that ended till this. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Any last thoughts on this podcast? I don't really have much else.
Mm-mm.
Any funny news articles?
I don't read the news.
Neither do I, but I do have Stitcher. And they show me the news on here because I use Stitcher to listen to my podcasts. And before I go to my stations, they've got like the front page here. And they
Did I
tell
not
me...
bring back the Blob for some reason? No, I left it at
Oh, and you
home.
watched The Blob then,
Yeah,
huh?
I did.
And you
I
liked
left it at
that?
home. Yeah, it
See, that's a Criterion DVD. Are there any other Criterions here? No.
That one reminded me the way that it's filmed, the color, everything how it looks.
Technicolor.
The music, the look of it. It reminded me of. Have you seen Paranorman?
I have not seen Paranorman.
Oh, I should have brought that one over. It's
Oh, you
actually
have
on
that?
Netflix. It's on Netflix. Watch it. I can't explain it to you. You have to watch it, and then I'll talk to you about it.
Okay. It's interesting because when they talk about the Blob, they talk about the scene where they're sitting in the movie theater, and then the Blob starts coming through.
Yeah.
And so when that movie came out, people were sitting at the movie theater watching that
Creepy,
movie.
yeah, it's
And
creepy.
So it's just
Yeah.
it's just like Jello that they're pushing through or whatever.
I put it in. I was like, how is this going to be scary? Because
it's fun. It's not.
It is.
Scary.
No,
It's
no,
not
like,
scary.
but like, so that was one of the other classics. Like, I can see why it's a classic.
So
And
which
it
of-
made me giggle though. There's like parts of it.
Which of these would you say is the scariest
Scariest?
that you watched? Well, let's say which had the most mood, I guess. The most, like, if you were to recommend, like, creep factor, like, hey, Kelly, I'm going to go put on a movie tonight and turn off the lights. I feel like getting a little creeped out. Which one of these would you say is the best?
It's hard.
And then I got another follow-up
Either
question.
Night of the Living Dead
Yeah, okay,
or
I can see
Rosemary's
it.
Baby.
Which one did you like the best overall as a movie?
Wolfman.
Wolfman.
I like the classics. I like Frankenstein. I like Dracula.
It's interesting about Frankenstein because the way that movie begins is the guy comes out
Yeah.
and he starts talking about it and
Yeah,
everything.
it's different.
And also they didn't tell you who played Frankenstein in the opening credits. It just said question marks down
Yeah.
there.
Freaks really fucking creep me out. It did. It creeped me. It's scary. I think there's a
And
big
that's
difference
saying
between scary and
something
creepy.
for a movie from 1932.
It's just, it was odd.
And they turn her into a chicken at the end.
Yeah, it's really out there. And I think that's what makes it uncomfortable and kind of freaky. It's really out there. Yeah.
We accept her, woozle wuzzle.
Yeah, it's just really uncomfortable.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
Don't make me want to watch that one too. I could watch all of these. These are all really, really good movies. This is a good selection of
But I
movies.
really do like the classics. Again, you gotta go with Dracula, Frankenstein. I mean, they're not scary, like, in your face,
No.
like movies like they are now.
At the time, though, I think like Frankenstein because you watch Frankenstein and
Yeah.
the first time you see him, he's walking backwards in the castle, and
Yeah.
then he turns around and the camera just goes
Camera-
boom, boom,
Yeah.
right on his face. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet in
That did freak people out.
1931,
Yeah.
fucking people were fucking scared.
I
as
just like
shit.
the story. I don't know. I can't really explain, but it's so classic horror. But it's not. It's very different from today's horror.
It really is. It
Maybe
is.
that's why I like it, because it's not in my face like adrenaline rush, freaking me out kind of
Well,
thing.
The next movie.
I know. I'm a little nervous about the next set.
We move into.
But I've been looking at
the
those, and I have
70s.
seen some of those. So
So, okay. So we move into the 70s. But we will talk about that in 2 weeks. So, with that, I'm Matthew Bonta.
and I'm Kelly Stoll.
Happy Halloween, Reno.